Hey y'all, Mike here. So I recently picked up a new backpack, the ULA 36-liter Dragonfly Ultra, and since I love sharing my American-made finds with y'all, I figured I'd walk y'all through how I like it and share my thoughts. Now, this isn't a review in the traditional sense. I'm not trying to convince you to buy this pack or not trying to sell you anything. ULA did not send me this pack. I bought it with my own money. I simply just want to share my thoughts on this pack, highlight ULA equipment, a great made in the USA company, and just share my thoughts on my experience with the pack so far. So if you're into lightweight backpacks, finding made in the USA gear, or just checking out new packs in general, stick around. Let's start off with a little bit of the history of these guys. Who exactly is ULA equipment? Well, back in 2001, a passionate Pacific Crest trail hiker named Brian Frankel saw a gap in the market in terms of lightweight yet really durable backpacking gear. So he began making lightweight backpacks in his garage for his fellow long-distance hikers. Now fast forward to 2009, ULA caught the eye of Chris and Sally McMaster, who acquired the company and then moved it out of Brian's garage into a more dedicated shop. From there, they really started to scale production, but they really maintained the brand's core values, which was really important to the McMasters who acquired the company and Brian who founded it. Under the McMasters' leadership, the company grew a ton. By 2016, they were upgrading their setup out of their small dedicated shop to a new 5,500 square foot facility, still keeping production all right here in the USA though, out of their headquarters in Logan, Utah. In 2020, Chris McMaster chose to retire and pass the torch to a longtime ULA admirer, Peter Longobardi, who then took ULA to new heights and again expanded the manufacturing facility to an over 9,000 square foot facility by 2021. So obviously a lot of growth for ULA over the last 25 years or so, and throughout that journey, they've really remained true to their roots, which is great to see, keeping all of their manufacturing in the US and making really great ultralight hiking backpacks. Diving into their manufacturing process, ULA's philosophy is very refreshingly simple, and that is to design and build ultralight backpacks that are going to last a lifetime. And that's very evident in every step of their production process. All of their packs are designed, cut, and sewn at their headquarters in Logan, Utah, which, if you're familiar with my rants on language and using made in the USA versus assembled in the USA and things like that, that means that they do source some materials from other countries, but every single other part of their production process happens in and around their facility in Logan, Utah. They have a really hands-on approach with every single step of the manufacturing process, which obviously allows them to be really attentive to all the little details on each of their packs and QA everything appropriately and just have a really tight feedback loop on the entire production. They obviously pride themselves on the durability of their packs, and a big part of that is the advanced materials that they use to build them. For example, they use an Ultra 400 TX fabric on a lot of their packs, including this Dragonfly one that I picked up, which has an incredible strength to weight ratio and is super water resistant. So that means it's going to withstand a lot of the pressure and rigor of long distance hikes or everyday carry or however you use the pack and still be super lightweight and not too overbearing in terms of the load on the back. All right, now let's get into this pack, the 36-liter Dragonfly Ultra Pack from ULA. They have a 36-liter version, which is this one. They also have a smaller 30-liter version. I chose to go with the bigger one just because it fits my needs a little bit better for how I'm using the pack, which is both as more of an everyday carry type backpack when I have my work laptop, some camera gear, and some other stuff I need on the go, as well as a travel backpack that I can carry with me to other destinations where I need a little bit more room for things like packing cubes and other stuff like that. All right, so the first thing I noticed is this thing is super light. It comes in at 1.8 pounds, which if you don't have a good frame of reference for how light a backpack is, that's pretty darn light. The design of the pack is super minimal. You don't really have a ton of logos and stuff like that everywhere. You have a little removable patch here on the front, which you could just replace with any other Velcro patch that you wanted to if you wanted to customize it a little bit. But it's super ultra light, very aesthetically pleasing. From my perspective, I don't like a ton going on with a lot of the gear that I have, and so the simple design here is really nice, although it does come in a couple of different colors that you can choose from and look at on their website. The Ultra fabric also has a pretty unique feel. It's kind of crinkly, which can get on the nerves of some folks. It personally doesn't bother me, but it just has kind of a louder texture and feel to it, which helps with the water resistance, obviously, but if that's going to be a drawback for you, just make sure to consider that when you're thinking about picking something like this up. All right, now let's break down some of the features on the pack, starting with the outside of it. First up, you have these massive water bottle holders on the side of the pack. They are on both sides, the left and right, and you can see it extends all the way down the side of the pack, so you can put a ginormous 32-ounce water bottle in here and be totally fine in terms of fit. And the fabric is very stretchy as well, so it pretty easily fits in there for a nice snug fit and really isn't going to go anywhere, as well as the stitching goes into kind of the main compartment on the pack, so it's not going to flop around on you. The outside of the pack also has these nice compression straps on the front, which you can use to stash any wet gear or an extra jacket or something like that on the outside of the pack. And then it also has these compression straps here at the top and sides of the pack, which are going to, again, just help compress the pack if you have a ton of gear in there and make sure it's nice and snug on your back, which is really going to help with weight distribution and how the weight feels when you're carrying the backpack around. Speaking of carrying the pack, let's transfer to the straps and how it feels to carry it. So on this ULA equipment pack, it has these S-curve straps, which again, I'll zoom in for y'all on, which is a bit of a unique fit. I'd say it's going to fit better if you have broader shoulders. It might be up on your neck a little bit if you're a little bit of a smaller frame, so just take that into account. It's pretty comfortable for me though, so I like the S-curve straps. It's got a little bit of padding on the back, not a ton that you typically find in a lot of work or everyday carry backpacks that are gonna have that thick padding on the straps here, but it is comfortable. And then on the back, we do have a little bit of padding here that's going to just help with back support and comfort that is moisture wicking as well, so it should be pretty breathable. This pack also has a couple of buckles on it to just help with support, one across the chest here, and then it also has a detachable hip buckle as well, which I did not get with this pack, so I can't show it off to you firsthand, but that's an add-on that you can put with your backpack if you choose to purchase from them online. In terms of storage on the outside of the pack, you have a couple of options. So outside of the compression straps, which I already went over, we have a front pocket here, which goes all the way down the front of the pack, which is super nice. And then you also have a top access pocket right here for any smaller gear or stuff that you just need to quickly access, which is really nice. And then on the back side of the backpack, this is where the laptop sleeve is. So this can fit up to about a 17-inch laptop. I was able to easily fit my 15.5-inch one, but again, this goes all the way down the back side of the backpack, so I can fit basically my entire forearm in there, which tells you just how much laptop you can fit in there, which is really nice. There's not a ton of extra padding on the bottom or the back side to potentially shield your laptop from dropping the backpack or something like that, but there's enough in my opinion. But if that's something that is going to bother you, just make sure to take that into account when you're looking at this bag. And then in terms of interior storage, it's really simple. There is one very large clamshell opening on this bag. So inside basically opens up like this. You just have one giant compartment. So we have a couple of straps in here that can help secure some additional gear in there and compartmentalize stuff a little bit. And then you have a couple of pockets here on the opening of the bag where you can store some extra small gear, although that is also going to be basically clashing with the stuff on the front pocket of the bag. So if you have a ton of stuff in here, it might feel a little bit bulky on the backside here, but that shouldn't be an issue, I think, for most folks. But again, this is just one giant compartment. So I would invest in some packing cubes if you really like to compartmentalize stuff like I do. I'm using actually a couple of bags from Flowfold to be able to organize a lot of my gear, some tech pouches, some packing cubes, things like that, that are just gonna help me organize a lot of my gear in here. Because of the lightweight nature of this bag and it only being 1.8 pounds, I wouldn't overload this backpack with gear. Probably about 25 to 30 pounds would be the max weight limit in my opinion. ULA also has some recommendations on their website for how to pack it and how to use this pack. Just keep that in mind if you need some super heavy duty backpacks that are going to support a lot more weight. This isn't it just because it's in the ultralight category, but it does hold a lot of stuff being at 36 liters. So that was part of the reason why I bought it, is because I have a lot of gear that I need to travel with daily, but also wanted it to be flexible for travel too. So if you're like me and need a more flexible bag for everyday carry, for the occasional hike and outdoor use, and for regular long distance travel, this ULA Dragonfly bag can be a really good option for you. I'd say on the other side of the coin, if you like a lot of built-in organization and not just one giant compartment to put all your stuff so you can do all of your own DIY organization with packing cubes and tech pouches and stuff like that, then this bag might not be for you. Also, like I mentioned, if you need a super heavy duty bag for a larger load than like 30 pounds, then you might want to look at some other options as well. So far for me, I'm really loving this ULA backpack. I've been using it for work mostly so far, which has been great for my laptop, camera gear, and other odds and ends I have to carry around frequently. But I have some upcoming travel as well that I'm excited to use it for, especially just the super open organization of it. I love doing my own DIY setup in there with packing cubes and tech pouches and things like that. And I think it'll be a really great addition to the travel rotation. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever tried a ULA pack and have thoughts on it, or if you just have general questions about this pack or anything else ULA equipment offers. That's it for this one, y'all. As always, thanks for supporting your country and shopping American made. See y'all next time.